All right. Hey YouTube, it's Life with Jay and Liz.
Hey guys.
Back with another video. So you can see I got my sister right here next to me. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a never have I ever, but like with the story time. So if you've done it, you're just going to tell like the story of what happened and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing a seafood boil mukbang. All right. So, want me to pray first? Let me pray. Thank you, Jesus, for this food and for this day, Lord. Thank you for everything you bestowed upon me and my family. And we just want to continually thank you for everything, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I guess let's get down and dirty. All right. I want to try shrimp first. All right. So let me see.
Did he give us line? Oh, can you pass me the line?
Oh, yeah.
I guess the first one that I would say, never have I ever.
Oh, I don't know what's dirty.
Never have I ever skipped school.
Why are you looking at me?
You haven't skipped school?
You haven't skipped school?
I always skipped school.
Story time.
Your mom told us the story thing.
Of what? Which one?
Layla.
Oh.
Ay, ay, ay.
Layla.
Got cold.
Bad girl.
When you called in for your friend and your friend called in for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just wanted to sleep.
What the hell?
I was sleepy. Like, it was... That's literally what we were doing. It was my best friend, Caitlin. We stayed at her house. And, well, she had a car, so she was the one who drove me to school all the time. And we were just both tired. We were like, yeah, let's not just... But we didn't call in for each other. Like, her mom called in for her, and her mom called in for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it wasn't Caitlin that called in. It was her mom that called in. And,
Pretty cool.
yeah.
So what happened? Y'all got caught?
Yeah.
How?
Well, mom called me, and I didn't answer my phone because I'm like, why is mom calling me? I was asleep. But then Uncle Raymond called me, and I answered my phone because it was Uncle Raymond. I was like, oh, man, I don't know. Like, let me just answer. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm sleeping. He's like, oh, well, your mom's looking for you. I was like, oh, man. So that was that.
But why would she be looking for you?
Because the office called saying someone called. That was how mom thought that it was Caitlin that called in for her, because the office called saying that someone called in for your daughter. Like, we think it was her friend, but it was Caitlin's mom. Yeah. But yeah, I skipped school all the time.
The first time I skipped school was my senior year of high school because of Jay. He was like, it was my last period, and I don't know why, but he told me to skip.
I don't remember.
It was my last period, and he told me to skip class. Oh my gosh, no, don't have that in there.
Don't add that in there.
I haven't skipped school.
Me? I didn't skip like the whole day. I remember it was a pep rally day, and a lot of kids would just walk off campus and leave. Well, guys, take a look at this. Huge. And it was me and my best friend Alvaro. We were like, bro, let's just walk home. Like, forget it, let's just walk home. So he was like, all right. So this fool said he knew a shortcut. So we went walking through the woods, and I remember that day there was supposed to be a big fight going down. And I told my mom, I said, I might be getting locked up, but I was just playing around. I said, because there's gonna be a big fight and I'm gonna be in it. And then she was like, you better not be fighting, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, okay. So we left at around 12, and school didn't end until like 2:45, right? Yeah, till like 2:45. So we left at 12, and before you know it, and my phone had died. So I had no way of, checking the time or anything like that. So by the time we get out these freaking woods, we got lost, and then it was bad. And by
You
the
got
time,
lost in the woods?
it was deep.
They're probably high.
No.
Pass the fries or put some on a plate and pass them over here.
Right there. And by the time I made it home, my mom was pissed. I was like, man, what's going on? I checked the time. It was 4 o'clock. We were lost in the woods for 4 hours, and it didn't even feel like it.
4 hours?
So you left at 12? School at 12?
Left school at 12.
Oh, okay.
Didn't get home till around 4. And my mom was mad. She's like, I've been at the school. They told me that there was a big fight. And I had to go check, and you weren't even one of the ones that they had in there. Man, it was bad.
She probably thought you were locked up.
Yeah. Because they said that they had sent a couple to jail already.
Oh, dang.
So my mom had called, and it was bad.
Was this after I graduated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was like, dang, what fight was going on?
All right, who's next? Who got the never have I ever?
Dang, look at how big this is.
I know.
I don't think I can eat it. I feel bad.
Anybody, come on.
I think you're out of the camera.
Oh.
Never have I ever. But it's something that you've never done, right?
Or that you have done.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Never have I ever stole anything.
Okay, I got a good story time for this one.
Oh, gosh.
I remember, if y'all live in the Arlington area around Bowie High School, I know back in the day that there used to be at Albertsons where that big church is now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was young. I was like 6. Either 6 or 7 years old.
Dang. You were little.
Yeah. Listen. So, I had went through the toy aisle, and I had one of those little boards, that has those little white knobs and you could draw things on it?
Mm-hmm.
And you shake it and
Oh,
it
yeah.
erases.
An Etch-It-Sketch.
She's dumb.
An
Anyway.
Etch-It-Sketch. Know the name of it.
Anyways.
I'm not paying attention.
So, my mom was waiting in line to get the groceries checked out and stuff. So, I was waiting right there, kind of by the front doors, but I could still see my mom. And, I was playing with it. And...
You just walk out.
Yeah, I just walked out with it, like, I didn't even pay no mind to it or anything. I was still playing with it. And then when we get to the car, I look at my mom. I was like, Mom, I said I accidentally took this. And she was so mad. Well, you got to go back in there and you got to speak to the manager and tell him what happened. And I busted out crying. I was scared. I was like, man, they're going to take me to jail. I'm going to get in trouble. And, like, I was crying so bad. My mom was like, just get in the car. So,
She helped you still.
so I was traumatized. Other than that, I never stole anything.
I stole a deck of cards from Kroger's one time. Sorry. I wanted the deck of cards, and I stole a deck of cards. They were like lime green.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went back to the store like later on in the week because I had a job. I just didn't have the money at the time. So then I went back and I bought another deck, like a baby blue one. But then I gave money for the other deck that I had took.
Lies.
I swear. I used to have a baby blue deck of cards, like a pink deck of cards. They were like
And the lime
pastel
green.
color, and a lime green deck of cards.
I remember those cards.
Yeah.
One time, I stole a.
Did you get your sausage? Oh, my sis. Dang, sis.
Not bad. There you go.
I stole
Well, cut the potato. You have the potato.
Oh, yeah, because you took all the corn. Anyway, come on.
I stole a lip smacker from this white girl.
You stole from somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I was in first grade, and they would I think she was a sixth grader. They would come to read to us, and then I saw that lip smacker. I was like, "Oh, it's glittery. I need it."
I need it. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Alba.
I took it from her because she was reading to me. And then she got up and she forgot it on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, she don't want it no more.
She don't want it no more.
So I took it and I showed this girl. I was like, hey, look, I took it from so-and-so. And I was like, it's going to be in my desk, okay? She was like,
She
okay.
told on you.
Yeah, so the girl, the white girl started going crazy. She's like, I lost a lip smacker. It was blue and glittery. And the teacher was like, has anybody seen this blue lip smacker? And that girl was like, yeah, it's in Alba's desk.
Oh.
And like back then, to punish us, she would make us jump until she'd tell us to stop. So Boak was there jumping and shit like for 30 minutes straight crying.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet you learned your lesson though.
Yeah, so they took it away from me and they gave me a little write-up on my planner.
What'd your mom say?
I signed my initials for her.
Dang.
No, I signed her initials. My mom, I was a bad child, guys.
I see.
Oh. That's another story time right there. I remember one time I had gotten in trouble in 9th grade, and the teacher's like, go on the phone and call your mom right now. That way I could talk to her. I was like, my mom don't speak no English.
What? I would always call my cell phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, she didn't pick up. We'll leave a voicemail. Hey,
Or
Mom.
I'll leave it.
Oh my gosh. Poor
I never
parents.
got caught.
You never got caught stealing?
No, not
Oh.
stealing. Because I didn't steal like all the time. And then like if I got in trouble at school,
Mm-hmm.
like for skipping, because I would always skip the class after my lunch. So when they called mom and they asked her about it, what I said was, well, there's a kid, his name is Justin in my class, and they always mess up my name, so I thought they were calling him, and they would never call my name. So, or I would say like I was like, they take attendance, and then by the time I get there, I'm late. Like I was late, and the attendance already went, so she didn't count me as there, but I was.
Lies,
Dang.
lies.
I mean, they were good lies.
Okay, what's next?
What's this?
Never have I ever snuck out.
I've never snuck out. Never.
Dang.
Oh.
I mean, I would go outside, but I would come right back in. Is that sneaking out? Through the front door. Like, I would never open my window and leave.
Oh, when I snuck out, I walked out the door.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh, you know what? No, sometimes I would, because I would always get in trouble when I was younger. And I remember sometimes I would throw my skateboard out my window. And it'd be like 1, 2 a.m. and I'd be outside just skateboarding around the neighborhood. I wouldn't come back to like around 4 before I knew my parents would leave to work.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them that story about that one time you went skateboarding to that park. And you saw those guys. Those ghosts.
You saw a ghost?
Oh no, it was my friends. He was he was skateboarding at this park down here by Mansfield, and he said they were all skateboarding, and they see a kid in a yellow jacket.
I don't want to know no more.
They want to know.
I'm really scared.
And they say he walked into the restroom, so they pay no mind to it. Well, then one of the homies goes because he has to use the restroom.
Oh my gosh.
So he was looking for the kid in the yellow jacket, you know, because he was like, you know, it's kind of suspicious having some random little kid at like, it was around like 1 a.m. walking into the restroom randomly. So he said he didn't see him, so he called my homeboy to go in there. And they were looking like under each stall like that to see, but they didn't see nothing. So they were opening them and they still didn't see him. So they didn't pay no mind to it, so they just use the restroom and they go back skateboarding. And then he said like 10 minutes later, they just see that kid in the yellow jacket walking out the restroom. After they had opened every stall and everything. He said they just took off running.
Well, yeah, I would have too. No.
Nothing scary has ever happened to me like that, thankfully. I would lose my stuff.
I don't think nothing scary like that's ever happened to me either. Like, seeing a ghost or anything like that.
Or like hearing anything. I don't think I've ever heard anything.
No, not too long ago. I could have sworn I was asleep, and the kids were asleep, and I could have sworn I heard Mom call my name. So I look out, and I'm waiting for her head to pop up out through the door so I can see her, and nothing. So I got up, and nobody was here. No one was here, but somebody called my name, and they didn't say like my nickname. No, they called my whole name, like Justine. So I'm looking, and there was nothing there, and I was like, man, nope.
Thanks, no.
I know. I'm out of water.
I'll get you some more.
Can you pour some for us?
Yeah. I'll go around and grab it.
Alright, so while my sister's gone, I'm gonna think of another one. Let's see. Trying to think of stuff that we all have done before so we could do more story time. Let's see.
By the way, these are from Red Claws in Arlington. They are the bucket number 1 RC cake hot with some fries. They're so good today.
So it comes with a pound of shrimp, a pound of crawfish, 1 potato, 1 sausage, and 1 corn. We were gonna buy a cluster of the crab legs. Is that what it's called? But 1 cluster alone is $30. Now that is expensive.
Crab legs, though.
Okay, so never have I ever. What can I say? Cheated on a test. But like, dang, I got some. I got this spicy stuff in my eye. But for me, it was on the tax test.
You've never cheated on the tax test?
No, I did.
Oh, me too. That's the way I passed high school.
And it was on the math portion. Everything else, I was good. Math, I never paid attention in math. So I remember the way they had our desk set up. You know how they had test A, B, and C. So I was watching A, B, C, A, B, C. And there was this Indian guy that was sitting like right there. And the way that he had his Scantron, I could see it. Ah, dang it, that shit really burned.
Here, rub your eye with my hair.
Was your hair?
Yeah.
I can't.
Here.
Ah,
You want me to do it?
no.
Why rub your hair in his eye?
They say that works.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but you be coming up with some stuff, man.
Growing up Mexican.
I don't even remember how I got anything in my eye. Well, anyway, I was looking at his Scantron, and I ended up passing it with like, off of what I could see, I ended up passing with like an 80.
Commended.
No, I was just a little bit off of commended. Ah, fuck. All right, who else?
I never cheated on a test. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. My friend she helped me. We were sitting next to each other, and she was like, make sure you mark some of them wrong.
Yeah.
I marked like the last 2 wrong, because I was just like, no, I need a good grade so I can pass this class and not have to take it again.
Or whenever you would let someone cheat off your homework.
Oh, yeah.
Change the words up.
Don't write it exactly the same.
Yes.
I remember this one time, I'm sorry,
You're good.
off of what she said. Make sure you write it a little different. I remember it was these 2 dudes, and they were sitting in the back of me. So the guy that let homie cheat ended up getting in trouble because the teacher thought he cheated off of the other dude because it was the other dude who had cheated.
Dang,
Yeah.
that sucks.
That does suck.
And he didn't want to snitch out his friend, so he ended up getting in trouble.
Dang.
I know.
That sucks.
But what I would have been hot about is, why didn't homeboy just confess, you know, hey, I was the one who...
cheating. Yeah.
But nah, he let his homeboy get in trouble.
Dang, that's messed up.
I wouldn't confess.
You said you wouldn't?
Mm-mm.
I'm seeing Alba's true colors.
Oh, dang.
I mean, if they're already taking the blame for it, let them be.
Alba's lived a rough life. Let them have it. They're already in trouble.
For real.
Not me, I would confess. I'd be like, nah, it was me.
No, I remember one time when we would take the test in the libraries. Did you ever do that?
Mhm.
I didn't turn in my cell phone, and it went off. And the teacher looks at me, and I'm like, "It's the dude next to me. It's not mine." And the dude didn't turn in his phone either.
What?
So he got in trouble, and I was just like, "I'm sorry.
Then
I didn't want them to take my phone."
Justine, I would have fought you in high school.
I mean, I didn't know that guy. He was never gonna see me. Like, I mean, how many?
Whenever people would take out their phones, and then they'd have to pay $15 to get them back.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god.
hated that.
Thankfully, when I got my first phone, they got rid of that.
Or
Yeah, they got rid of that thing at school.
they did.
Mm-hmm.
You can use them now for educational purposes.
Or like you had to have your parent go up there and get it for you.
Yes, you had to.
Mom wouldn't want to do that for me.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Then back then, one time, do you remember Fun Run? No, it wasn't Fun Run. It was the like
That game, Fun Run?
the running game.
Fun Run.
Where you were like in
An animal? Like a
No.
blue bear or a turtle?
Okay, yeah, it was that one too, but it was a different one.
Oh.
Egyptian? No, it was where like you had to tilt your phone to get the coins.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mayan Run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that game was the stuff back then in junior high. So back then the iPod touches started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to play that game. And I remember I asked this guy, I was like, hey, can I borrow your iPod for the whole day? He's like, yeah, sure, just don't get it taken up. He was real nice. And guess what happened? I got it taken up.
You wrong.
because I was playing it in class, and I mean, I was like right, like under my desk and everything.
What the hell? Crazy ass.
And they took it out. So I wanted to cry. I was like, man, how am I gonna tell him? Who's gonna come pick it up?
Dang.
But the teacher ended up giving it back to me because I think I started crying.
Like, it's not mine.
For real.
That's messed up.
Let's
Wow,
see.
Alba.
Oh, I got a good one. What? Price? Never have I ever had a druggy friend.
What you mean by a druggy friend?
Like a friend that would do a lot of drugs.
I never did.
I did.
I remember she was kind of a friend, but she was just like somebody that I would talk to sometimes.
Are we talking about the same friend?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I remember one time, what?
My mouth is on fire.
I remember one time, I think I told y'all before that she was sniffing Elmer's glue. And we were in Spanish class and she sat next to me and she was just like looking at me like this.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember you telling me this story.
And then she was talking about that she sees like trolls dancing on top of my head. I'm like, what the hell? After that, like, I never wanted to talk to her again because she would freak me out.
No, I had a friend. I don't know if I want to say her name, but we were in junior high together. Yeah, like I met her in junior high, and we had math class together. And she was sitting there, and then all I see is she had some pills in her hand, and she had like 2 of them, 2 or 3. I don't know what they were. And she just went, oh.
Dang.
I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I was freaking out. I was like, what did you just do? And then later on throughout the day, because in junior high we were on teams. Like, you had teams that you were on.
Based on your like academic performance and stuff?
No, it was just like, you're this team, you have these teachers. You're this team, you have these teachers or whatever. So I'm walking to class and I see her and I was like, oh my gosh. In my head throughout the day I was thinking she's gonna die. I was like, who knows what she took. And I see her and she's like laying like this on her desk, like she's all like this. Her arms are just like, I was like, she died. I was like, oh my gosh. So I go in there and I'm like, are you okay? And she didn't answer me. And I was just like, and she finally like looks up and she's like, yeah, I'm good. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
She was real good.
I was like, I thought she like died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it was scary. I was just like, oh my gosh.
All right. So we are almost done. I'm seeing that the video is at 28 minutes.
Dang.
And I know.
Didn't even seem like it was that long.
And I don't think I'm going to edit it just because we just been doing story after story. I might do a little bit of editing. So it's going to be a pretty long video. So I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. You know, if you want to see more videos like this, just go ahead and comment it down below. If you like this, then go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And also, don't forget to subscribe and give, turn the post notification bells on just so you can get notified when we do post new videos. Y'all got anything to say?
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, see y'all.